What?
How do you know that?
I was told it would happen.
By whom?
It doesn't matter. I believed him. The prophecy was a lie. It was all another system of control.
I don't believe that.
So that is a section of dialogue from The Matrix Revolutions, the second in the trilogy of Matrix movies. And it's the moment where Neo confronts Morpheus and actually everybody else on something that they believed for a really long time. And they are understandably reluctant to question something that they've held true to for such a long time. But it's quite interesting, just the dialogue, just thinking about what he said there, that the prophecy was a lie, and it didn't really matter who said it, but he believed it. And then also him saying that it was just another form of control, right? And that's when Morpheus says, I don't believe that. And you can kind of feel for him in that situation. So I am going to come back to that dialogue from The Matrix at the end of this episode. This is going to be a little bit of a different episode, very short and very specific. I want you guys to have a look at this map, and I've got to say I'm quite embarrassed that I haven't seen it myself, that I haven't noticed this map. I mean, look where we are now, the 26th of September, and so long after the fact, and I'm only really seeing this map for the first time, and yet it's been in front of us. We've actually seen this map peeping out behind Kylie's father in certain images, in the media, for example. So let me show it to you again. Have you seen this map before? Look closer. If you're confused, if you're struggling to make heads or tails of this map, that's because the area where Kylie's vehicle was found is just about cut off at the bottom. Here's the highlighted section side by side with another map. It's also incorrect. The map to the right of it is incorrect, but that's not cut off, at least at the important section, right? The original wasn't cut off at the important section. So when you put them side by side, it might take you a few moments to sort of orient yourself, but can you see there's a reversed C-shaped road on the edge of the peninsula on the right bottom? That's on the map on the left-hand side. It's right up just above that blue horizontal line. Can you see there's a C-shaped road that sort of goes up basically to the boat ramp? That is what you're seeing in the screen grab to the right. That is giving you an idea. So can you see just at what point this map has actually been cut off? And this was the search map that they were all using. It was a big map placed in the middle of the sort of search HQ, right? And so if you ask the question, why couldn't they find Kylie? Well, I think if your big map doesn't even have the actual place where she is because it's cut off, then you're not going to really search there because you're going to think that's not part of the search area, right? So the last seen red spot is not only in the wrong place, the search map doesn't even include the area where Kylie would ultimately be found. Not because it was far away, because it was very nearby. It's because somebody didn't pay attention to very basic details. That's what went wrong here. Someone didn't pay attention to simple details. The details matter. They either couldn't read a map or write on it or both. Simple mistake, right? But this is the map that people believed in. Now, if you think about it, the huge area designated as the official search area is likely the area they did search. So you can see why no one would search in an area that's not even on the map, but you can also see how much time would be wasted searching a huge area that doesn't include the area that you needed to search. Incidentally, this reminds me of one of the maps in Kate McCann's book, which emphasizes the east side of Praia de Luz and basically cuts off the area where the all-important Smith sighting occurred. It might take you a while to orient yourself, so just look at this image. That's from Kate McCann's book. look at the road, Rua Primero de Mayo. I'm probably really butchering the name, but it's basically one road to the left of that road should have been at least included in that map, and maybe even a few more roads slightly to the left, especially at the bottom along the coastline. Now let's put that map side by side with the map of the Smith siding. Can you see it kind of goes slightly, well, it goes one road to the left at least. So think about it. If you want to not find something, make sure you're looking at a wrong or incomplete map. Does that make sense? Now, coming back to the matrix, if you want to be misled, then you must believe 100% in a prophecy that is ultimately not true. I mean, you don't know at the beginning whether it's true or not, but if you want to be misled, it's like looking at a map that doesn't actually have, like this one, that doesn't actually have the designated area where you're actually going to find Kylie. You don't have it on it. Then you are set to fail. Another way of being set to fail is believing in a prophecy, absolutely, where that prophecy turns out to be a lie and where that prophecy turns out to be not true. Of course, you don't know that afterwards, but can you know that before? And I think that's why it's quite important to keep an open mind. I just want to thank a lot of you for all the warm and fuzzy comments. It was quite weird seeing that, just quite a nice feeling as well, seeing that in the last video. So thanks a lot for that.
That's impossible. The prophecy tells us.
It was a lie, Morpheus. The prophecy was a lie. The one was never meant to end anything. It was all another system of control.
Now, if you know the Matrix, and I'm sure many of you do, if you know the Matrix, it's all about, it sort of starts with Neo waking up and him being asked to free your mind, free your mind. And then he kind of goes onto this incredible journey through possibility, through getting to know a totally different reality, a reality that it's sort of been like wool pulled over his eyes. But it starts off by freeing your mind, by being prepared to consider other possibilities. And we must all do that. And I think one of the ways that you begin that process is to acknowledge at least the possibility that your mind is being controlled or being manipulated or being influenced. And that is why it's so important to free your mind, think for yourself, think critically, right? So that you can be free, so that you can entertain these possibilities, so that you can think independently and maybe come to a solution that no one else can. And that's why diversity of views is definitely important. You guys agree with that?
I don't believe that.
And then it's hard. And then you see how Morpheus struggles, because Morpheus throughout the Matrix is such a champion, is such a great leader. And it's because of his faith that he sort of leads this group in such a wonderful way. And then there's this horrible betrayal, that something is cherished, something that he's been so loyal to, it isn't completely true. And so, although he doesn't believe it, he does start to let it go. And that is how ultimately the story resolves itself. And the point that I'm trying to get to is, in the same way that a map can be defective, a prophecy can be too. And there are a lot of prophets on YouTube. And we're all prophesying. We're all trying to figure out what is happening and what is going to happen in the future. What is the outcome going to be? But of course, no one knows. No one can actually tell. But we do try, and some do better than others. And it's up to you guys to make up your mind. That's what the Oracle actually says to Neo as well.
So it's really up to you. Just have to make up your own damn mind to either accept what I'm going to tell you or reject it.
And that is the pickle, not only in true crime, but in real life. Who do you trust? Who should you trust? Are maps reliable, or are they misleading us? Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.